Hi, in this video we're going to try and graph the function f of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 5, and I realize we've just lost the calculator, but I'll bring it back in a moment. We're going to graph that on the calculator, and then we're going to use a calculator function to solve it. Okay, so the first thing to do is to write out the function so we can see it clearly. F of x equals x squared minus 2x minus 5, and then we'll bring up the calculator like this. Okay, and to enter this, f of x, remember, is another name for y. Okay, f of x is another name for y, so we're going to hit y equals. Okay, so we hit y equals, and we're going to type in this equation, x squared minus 2x minus 5. Now the x is right beside the alpha key. It's got the x, a t, and then a strange Greek symbol, and a lowercase n. So that's where our x is. So hit that, brings up the x. It's x squared. So x squared is here. Minus 2x, so minus 2x minus 5. Now you might think that you should hit the graph button, but actually most of the time you're better hitting zoom and 6. Okay, so let's make a note of that. The calculator will disappear intermittently while I write, but don't worry about that. We'll bring it back and it won't be changed in any way. So to graph, zoom and 6, and that will graph it. Now, the next piece then is to solve the equation. Now remember, solving an equation of this nature means finding out where it crosses the x-axis. And basically when we have to solve an equation with f of x equal to 0, when we're talking about equals 0, that means look to see where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, and it crosses it at 2 points. It crosses it here. I don't know if this is going to show up, but it crosses it here and it crosses it here. Okay, at those 2 points. Now, we can only find one of them at a time. So let's say we go for this point in this region here. Okay, that's the point we want to find. Well, what you do is you hit second, which is here, and it's going to be a different color. It's blue on some calculators, it's yellow on others. So we hit second. That brings up a little arrow to show that you're using the raised function. So we've got second, and then we hit calc, which is on the trace button. Okay, now sometimes you'll see people using trace, but I don't advocate that you ever use trace. So second, which we've got, and then calc. So hit that now. And we want to find the solutions, and if you remember, solutions are zeros. Okay, so option 2 is what we want. We want to find the 0. The 0 is another word for solution. So it's option 2. Now you can scroll down, or you can just type 2 on your keypad. Okay. It asks you here for the left bound. Okay, now remember what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the location of that point. Okay. Left bound means move your cursor, this flashing cursor here, move it to the left of that point. To do that, to move left and right, we use these 2 keys. We don't move up and down. That will change what the calculator understands. So we're going to move left and right. And the calculator tells you that you should always start on the left. So we're going to move left of this point. So just hit this a couple of times, and your cursor will move left. It's also moving up, but that's not the point. And now it's flashing slightly to the left of this point. When you've got it on the left of the point, hit enter 1 time. Okay. And now it asks you for a right bound. So now you move back to the right. Okay, so you hit this a few times until you're on the right hand side of the point. Okay, and you hit enter again 1 more time. It asks you to guess, and of course you can guess by just typing in a number, or you can ignore the guess command and type enter 1 last time. Press enter 1 more time. And it comes back with x equals negative 1.44949. So x equals negative 1.4, negative 1.44, I think it was 94, was it? 949. 949. So that's one of the answers. And now we can look up the other answer. Okay, so now we'll look up the other answer. So this time we're going to go for this point over here, try to find out what that point over there is. Okay, so we start this process again. And if you remember what it was second and calc. We hit 2 for 0. Okay, a 0 is a solution. So anytime you're asked for a solution, you're looking for 0. So hit 2 for 0. Now it's near the cursor is flashing near this first point, but we actually want it over here because we're now looking for this point on the right, where the graph meets the x-axis on the right. So we have to stay to the left of that point. So go over close to it. So bring your cursor over close to it, but make sure you stay on the left of it. Okay. Now if you go there, you've certainly gone too close there. So you're very close to the point there. Come to the left of it a little bit. You want to begin on the left. Okay, so we're on the left of it there for certain. Hit enter one time. The prompt is for the right bound. That means move to the right hand side of the point. So move to the right hand side. Hit enter one more time. It's going to ask you to guess. You can ignore that. Hit enter one last time. And you get x equals 3.4494897. Well, we're going to cut that off a little bit earlier. We're going to leave it as x equals 3.44948. 3.44948. And it goes 89, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so now we have our two solutions. But what we have to do is round this off a little bit. Let's give them correct to two decimal places, okay? So to the nearest hundredth or to 2 decimal places. Well, if we want to do that, what we'll do is we'll cut them off after the second decimal place, each of them. And then we look at the number that follows our line. Okay, if the number that follows your line is 5 or greater, as it is here, then the digit in front of the line gets increased by 1. So if this number behind the line is 5 or greater, the number in front of the line, the digit in front of the line, is increased by 1. So in this case, we are going to, because 9 is greater than 5, it's going to bump this one up here. So it's going to be x is approximately equal to negative 1.45. And here, in this case, it's the same thing. The number after the line is 9, which means it bumps this one up. X is approximately equal to 3.45. In fact, it's equal to those correct to 2 decimal places. Okay? So x equals negative 1.45 and x equals 3.45 are solutions of the equation x squared minus 2x minus 5 equals 0, correct to 2 places of decimals. Another way of saying, or to the nearest hundredth. Okay. Now that example took 10 minutes to produce, but in reality, once you get a little bit of practice, you'll be able to do a question like this in a little under a minute. Okay? So the first time is slow, and we know that, we've seen that before. The first time is very, very slow. You're learning new steps. But the more you practice these, the more fluent you'll get, and the quicker your work will become. Okay, thanks for watching.